you, Danica Patrick!
Hello there in internet land. This is the F1 chat. This is episode 7 of the F1 chat because I fucked up the intro, but I'm not going to do it again. Episode 7 of the 2024 season of the F1 chat. I'm your host, Phil Lamington. Seated to my right is a man who, well, it's just another day at Williams, isn't it? It's the Longhorn.
Yeah, it's starting to become a trend. All Sand Panda Longhorn over here. Definitely not doing as good as our other friend on the pod about 200 kilometres away, sitting across from us.
Yeah, because he's not seated to my left. He's at the end of the video scope down there. Oh yeah, on the mine site. It's JB. JB, how you going?
Pretty glorious, if you ask me, mate. Pretty raps, and still wearing papaya. Even though it's black, yeah.
It's high vis, but that'll do. That'll do. Right, so this weekend was the Miami F1. And surprisingly, this race actually came to the party this year. It was
a good Miami Grand Prix.
Yeah.
I'm almost mad that we got a good one because I wanted to hate this race so bad that it just fucked off the calendar. But now we've actually had a really good race there. It's like, oh, damn it. Now they're going to keep it, aren't they?
You know what that means?
Well, they're going to keep Vegas after last year, too.
Yep.
Yeah, but you know, this year Vegas will probably suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, law of averages.
Yeah.
Right.
Law of averages.
So, there was a sprint race, but we're going to skip doing the sprint race report just purely because JB's only got X amount of time with us. So we're going to go straight...
I'll give you the sprint race report, boys. There was a crash at turn 1. Kevin Magnussen drove like an asshole, and Max Verstappen won.
And
that's it. That's your
Charles Leclerc came second. Sergio Perez came third. Daniel Ricciardo in the RB came fourth. Carlos Sainz was fifth in the Ferrari.
Great figure.
Oscar Piastri in the McLaren was sixth. Hulkenberg was seventh in the Haas, and Yuki Tsunoda was eighth in the RB. Then we got to the main race. So, JB, you want to take it away with the F1 report, the abbreviated version?
Yeah, I'll do the main version. I can do an abbreviated version. Max Verstappen starts on pole alongside Charles Leclerc. Sergio Perez locks up into turn 1, nearly hitting Verstappen and both Ferraris. Oscar Piastri took advantage to slip up to third. He then went up to second. A whole bunch of stuff happened. Charles Leclerc passed Lewis Hamilton. A VSA is deployed after Max Verstappen took exception to the bollard at the chicane and just bumped it out of the way. Magnussen and Logan Sargent make contact into turn 3. Logan Sargent speared backwards into the wall, triggering the safety car that pretty much gave Lando Norris his golden pit stop. Kevin Magnussen got a time penalty for hitting Sargent. Carlos Sainz hit Oscar Piastri on his way up to fourth. Piastri dropping back and with front wing damage, which later gave Carlos Sainz the 5-second time penalty after the race. Alex Albon, while fighting for position, locked up and speared off. But at the end of it all, almost a shame that I had to abbreviate it, but Lando Norris gets his first win for McLaren, his first win in Formula One. He wins the Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix from Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc. Oscar Piastri got fastest lap, although it didn't count because he was outside the top 10. And Lando Norris got driver of the day.
Max Verstappen came second. Charles Leclerc came third. In fourth place was Sergio Perez because Carlos Sainz got a 5-second penalty after the race for causing a collision with Oscar Piastri. So Sergio Perez got promoted to fourth. Carlos Sainz finished fifth in the Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton finished sixth in the Mercedes. Yuki Tsunoda came seventh in the RB. Eighth was Jorge Russell in the Mercedes. Ninth was Fernando Alonso in the Aston Martin. And in 10th place was Esteban Ocon in the Alpine. Yeah, so Lando Norris, he deserved it. I was proud of the kid, you
Yeah,
know.
he finally got the monkey off his back. I think he has the record for longest races without a win. Is that right? Oh, outside of Hulkenberg, but
Yeah, it was.
I think he was closing in on the record of most podiums without a victory.
that's it.
Yep.
That's the one. Most podiums. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was right on the bubble.
Nah, good on
And
him.
I tell you what, I tell you who the happiest person in the paddock was that Lando Norris won the race.
Fred
Fucking Max
Vasseur.
Yeah,
Verstappen.
Fred Vasseur, yeah.
Max Verstappen had Fred Vasseur. Class act by Fred Vasseur to join in the celebrations.
Yeah,
That was cool.
That was very cool.
Shows a lot of personality.
I think that's why he's doing such a great job at Ferrari. He's just
Yeah.
a people person, you know?
Yeah.
Someone to get behind.
Uncle
Yeah.
Fred's not afraid to make moves, but he's making all the right moves.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, yeah, okay, he signed Lewis Hamilton, but we'll ignore that minor oversight.
Some
We can
people would
ignore
say
it.
it's a
We can
masterstroke.
ignore it until the off season.
Till he wins his 8th World Championship in 2026.
God, don't keep saying that. Right.
It's not a problem until it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
So, Lando Norris, excellent drive all weekend. He really did earn it. And even I was proud of him. Like
Yeah.
I was fist bumping. Good on him.
Yeah.
That'll change if he keeps winning though, and McLaren passes Ferrari. Then he'll be stop fucking doing that, son.
Hey, well, he wants to win. He wants to win Silverstone, so we'll see how that goes.
So Johnny can't see this, but I've changed the key drivers photo to a photo of Mika Hakkinen and Michael Schumacher explaining how to do an overtake.
That's brilliant.
Well, I mean, they always were key drivers, those two. So, key drivers, Max Verstappen, he drove a really good race, and he managed to keep the
We can
car.
finally put him on the list.
He's usually a shoe-in. You don't have to talk about
He
it.
didn't win by 30 seconds, so we didn't have to include him. But now that he actually came second, we can include him as a key driver.
Yes.
It was actually interesting to see him make a mistake for once. I think that's first time in the longest time I can remember he actually made a mistake when he hit that bollard going into the chicane. So, yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
Never. It's like, we say every week how perfect he is with his racing. Everything's just, literally perfect. And then it was just interesting to see a crack because we've never seen one for so long.
Well, he did say he wasn't terribly comfortable in the car.
Yeah, right.
So he was having a lot of rear end grip issues. So,
I mean, it doesn't mean anything. Obviously, he.
Yeah, the one thing that the McLaren actually did better than the Red Bull was rear end grip, which is not usual.
yeah.
That's usually been a bugbear for the McLaren as well. So
The next key driver might as well be key driver alumni at this point. It's Charles Leclerc.
Yeah.
Like he drove really well.
He's always in there.
He did his usual thing, getting the points, got on the podium. He's tapping away at it. So,
Got to give him the props.
my next key driver, he didn't finish in the top 10, but it was Oscar Piastri. Like he drove a really good race until Carlos Sainz drove like an idiot.
Do you know, watching him this race, the overtake he did on, I mean, not just his start as well, where he just took advantage correctly to go from, what was it, 5th to 3rd.
Third.
I think he got 2 cars on the first corner or
Third.
something because of Sergio Perez. He just did the right things, and then to watch him just chase down Charles Leclerc on the first couple of races and the overtake he did on him, and then to keep him at bay, to keep ahead of him. I watched that and I was like, man, this guy's got future world champion written all over him. This kid can drive. Like, it's just a matter of when he gets in the car that can compete for it, not a matter of his talent, developing. Yeah. It's there. It's just, once he gets the car, look out for Oscar Piastri.
The next key driver was Yuki Tsunoda.
Just keeps putting in good performances for the RB.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's jumped into the top 10, I believe. We haven't got to the points yet, but I think I've seen he's knocked off Lance Stroll. Thank God for that.
Yeah.
sorry, boys, the headphones glitched, so I should be alright just to continue like this.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully my levels haven't changed too much.
No, that's right. Technical issues here on the F1 chat. It's all technical stuff.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Yeah, so Yuki Tsunoda, he drove a really good race, drove really good all weekend.
Yeah.
It's a shame what happened to Daniel Ricciardo. Like, he was 4th in the sprint, and then fucking nowhere in the race.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, isn't it? Because once he put in that fourth
Well,
in
he
that
got
sprint
that
race...
penalty, I believe, and that started him at the back of the grid. And,
Yeah.
you know, for a car that finished 4th in the sprint, just made no places in the Grand Prix.
No. I was going to say Esteban Ocon because he got Alpine some points, but I just don't favour his driving, so I'm going to scrub him off the list. He can just fuck right
he
off.
could just fuck right off.
Yeah, he can just fuck right off.
Fair enough.
Helmet drivers. Helmet drivers. Here we go. First helmet driver was Kevin Magnussen for that amazing
Deserved.
attempt at trying to overtake Logan Sargent.
Yeah. He's been reckless this year, old Magnussen, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's
Not to mention his driving in the sprint race, which was just absolutely diabolical.
is diabolical. Send him off, ref.
He's diabolical.
He's been doing it all day, ref.
If you got any balls, send him off, ref. My next key helmet driver was Carlos Sainz. He just, when he was trying to overtake Piastri, he was on tilt, and he's just complaining about, he's got to give the place back. He's got to give the place back. I don't care. I want to have the place back.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, you should sign with Mercedes if you're going to whinge like that.
Yeah, it was a bit off for Carlos, wasn't it?
And then the final driver.
Drum roll.
Logan Sargent. Alumni.
Poor Logan, it wasn't even his fault this time. It wasn't even his fault.
He still crashed.
That's still money they can't afford to
Cost of
spend.
money.
That's money that's going to
We gotta
hire
go and
Adrian Newey,
fire
damn
up
it.
Excel again.
Yeah, look, it wasn't his fault. It was one of those incidences where Magnussen's probably putting his tyre where he probably shouldn't be. But Logan also, if he had any sense about him, probably gives him a bit more room there. And this
Yeah.
accident doesn't happen. You know, it's one of them inexperienced drivers not knowing to give a bit of room there and, you know, thinking he's gone when he was right there. So, yeah, look, it wasn't... I'm not going to put the blame on him, but you want to be seeing guys have a bit more whereabouts about them in that situation to avoid those kind of collisions. You know, defensive driving is probably something you've been hearing, Johnny, since you've been out at work, but sometimes defensive driving is your best friend, you know.
Yes. Yes, it is. Drive to conditions, boys.
That's him.
So, who you going for helmet of the week?
Kevin Magnussen, bravo. Bravo, Kevin Magnussen. Just absolutely drove like a dick the whole
It
weekend.
was champagne driving. Who you going for, Brody?
Yeah, I'm going to give it to K-Mag.
Yeah,
too.
K-Mag for me as
He
well.
was
I mean,
reckless.
Carlos Sainz was close with his idiotic, let's just barge into Piastri because I'm in a foul mood.
Yeah, his whinging almost made me give it to him, but
Yeah, K-Mag just, yeah.
deserved winner.
Right, going to move on to the news. First news item is Nico Hülkenberg has signed with Kick Sauber / Audi for 2025.
They obviously don't want to win races.
Wow. Is that official?
Yep. He's leaving Haas. He's gone to Sauber. It is official.
I don't know what they see in him, but okay.
It's
I
just
mean-
the German part, I think.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, I know he's an experienced pair
Mick
of hands.
Schumacher is literally sitting there.
Well, yeah, well, he is an experienced pair of hands, and he has helped the Haas come along a little bit.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he's clearly the better driver at the Haas at the moment. He's the one getting all the points for them. So
Yeah, he's not the one taking out Logan Bloody Sargent.
Here's the thing with Hulkenberg. I do get the appeal to wanting him. Experienced pair of hands. He will collect you points. He just doesn't have it in him to go that bit further, you know what I mean? He's literally just that safe guy you're going to have in your team who will bring the car home in points. He'll put in a decent lap and quali. He'll do all those things for you, but over a race pace, he just never seems to have it to to go that next step. Even
he-
when he's had a decent car, he never had it, you know. But he'll get your points every week.
He didn't
Like,
have it at Renault. He hasn't had it at Haas, and he won't have it at Audi.
yeah,
He's Jackie
He
X.
just won't. He just doesn't have it.
That's what he is.
He's not the guy.
He's
Yeah.
Jackie X.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just not the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a number 2. He will always permanently be a number 2.
yeah, agreed.
So yeah, he signed. But the big news, the big news is that Adrian Newey is leaving Red Bull.
That's massive.
They're falling apart.
Oh, and his manager is Eddie Jordan. Eddie Jordan,
His
yeah,
Adrian Newey's manager is Eddie Jordan.
yes. Who used to
What?
have Jordan F1.
Really?
Yeah. Eddie Jordan.
Yeah, that Eddie Jordan. Yes.
Yeah. Eddie Jordan has gotten him out of the Red Bull contract because he was contracted until the end of 2026, I think. He's gotten him out of the contract now. He cannot do anything with Red Bull for the rest of the year. Like, he can show up and do appearances and that, but he has no information about the new car or anything. And he's got no gardening leave. So whoever signs him, he can
So
start
what's he
work.
doing? Like, what is his next step?
Well,
It's such a sudden move.
well, there's 2 teams that are apparently vying for Adrian Newey. So we'll eliminate some teams right now, okay? Mercedes has said not interested. Red Bull, like, obviously Red Bull, like, well, he's going, but it's high time that we praised up everyone else that works at the team. So he's gone, and he's not going to Racing Bull. McLaren have gone, look, we're building up a new young team, so we're not really interested in having an old hand when we're trying to build talent and build it, and you know, we've got a competitive car. So McLaren's out. Sauber, Audi, they've got James Key, so they're like, we're happy with James Key, we're happy with what we got, we're going to stick with that. Haas, it's Haas.
$2.99.
$2.99. Aston Martin have gone, well, we've got another, we've got the Mercedes designer, the former Mercedes designer,
And Red Bull, I
and
believe.
former Red Bull designer working on our cars. So no, not interested. Alpine just got the guy who left your team, David Sanchez. He's gone to Alpine now. He's heading up there.
Well, they need all the help they can get.
Well, David Sanchez, I was just saying this before we came on the air. David Sanchez was working at... He started off his career at Renault in 2005. He helped them build the car that Fernando Alonso won his 2 championships with. He went to Ferrari. And he left Ferrari to go to McLaren. Ferrari were not too sad to see him go because apparently he doesn't play well with others. So that's why Ferrari were just like, yeah, you can fucking have him. So then he goes to McLaren, he's there 4 months, and they terminate the agreement with him. They terminate the agreement with him secretly because he doesn't play well with others, and Zach Brown wants a team, not a guy. So he's gone to Alpine, which seems to be a team of individual people that can't do fucking jack shit.
Yeah, not a team full of eyes.
You'll fit in so well there, Dan.
Yeah. So he's
Perfect.
gone back home. So he's at Alpine. So it leaves 2 teams. Ferrari and Williams. And both teams have put their hands up and said, yeah, we want him.
They'd be mad not to.
Ferrari apparently are offering Lewis Hamilton money to get him to come over. But they're not offering him to be technical director. They're offering him to be a consultant. So he can stay at home and just talk to him over video chat. And Williams is sitting there going, we need all the fucking help we get.
Give you anything to come to us. Give you the Excel login, everything.
Apparently Williams have
He's going to
offered...
make Logan Sargent a fucking world beater. How good's that?
Apparently Williams have offered a stake in the team, which is what he always wanted 30 years ago when he left and went to McLaren. He knew that he couldn't get above Patrick Head, and he knew he'd never be a sort of shareholder in the team. So now he might go to Williams with, 20% of the team.
And that'd be the way of Williams
Seems
matching.
seems a little too late, doesn't it?
I don't know. It could bring Williams back up to the front.
And then it depends if that's what Newey wants.
Fuck yeah, that brings Williams back up to, if we get the old guard of Ferrari and McLaren and Williams back up the top, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And Williams are mad. We've got to make this bigger player we can to get him. Give him the stake in the team. Give him whatever we got to. We might not be able to compete with a financial offer up front like Ferrari can, but fuck. Give him a stake in the team and he'll have all the incentive in the world to bring us back up to the front. Cause
give him a fucking cheesecake every week. I don't give
whatever.
a fuck whatever you have to do. Like, if we can't have him, you guys should get him.
I fucking hope so. I really hope so, because if we got him, that would really give me some hope that this car's going to come out of the ashes that we're currently
But
in.
apparently Ferrari is the forefront leader to get the services of Adrian Newey, and he's not going to be in the salary cap because he's a consultant, not an employee.
And hasn't he said he'd like to work with Lewis Hamilton?
Yeah, he wants to work with Lewis Hamilton.
So there's a couple factors here. It's like, you've got Ferrari, this hot team, with Lewis Hamilton coming to the fray. They're competitive already. Does Newey want to go there for a bucket load of cash, get to work with Lewis Hamilton, and just probably add a sprinkle touch of him to get them over the line? Or does he want a complete challenge where he comes to Williams? We don't have the money up front to offer him, but we do have an incentive of giving him, say, a stake in the team. And he gets full control, and he gets basically silver platter for him at the team, take us out of the ashes, make us win races again, increase our value, everyone's happy. Redemption project.
And don't forget, they'll also offer him an Office 365 subscription too for a year.
100%.
He'll be able to use Excel to his heart's content.
James Vowers might give him access to the credit card so we can,
But I think this shows how much of an impact Fred Vasseur is doing at Ferrari. Like, to get Lewis Hamilton, to try and get Newey, he is turning this team around, and he's such a people person. Like, it didn't worry him about putting on a McLaren hat and spraying champagne all over Lando Norris.
I think he's done exactly what you said. He's a people person. He's walked into Ferrari, seen all the deficiencies, and gone, all right, well, I need the best person for this, this, and this. I'm going to go get them. And that's what he's been doing. He's accumulating these people to fix the holes that they have, and he's just someone you want to be around. And he's not afraid to say that's what we need, where Binotto he seemed like this amazing engineering guy, this guy you probably wanted in your engineering office, but not the guy you wanted running the team that was, got to get people behind him. Where Fred Vasseur seems like he knows, I'm not the smartest guy in the room. Well, I need the smartest people around me, which is making him the smartest guy in the room.
I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but I need the smartest guys in the room.
To make me better, to make everything better. And, Ferrari's going to be exciting to watch.
And he's got backing from Piero Ferrari, who I can't believe is still fucking alive.
What's he? 100 years old?
Oh, must be close to it. He's got to be 80 or something. He still goes to the races.
Yeah.
And John Elkann, who's the current president of Ferrari. He's got the backing of the two people at Ferrari you need the backing of, which is Binotto did not have that.
And I'd also say he's got the backing of the Italian people at the moment, because he's making these moves that making the Scuderia pretty happy.
Yeah,
I'd imagine.
He's putting the foot to the grass and making shit work.
Yeah.
So Uncle Fred is doing all right, but Adrian Newey, no matter which team gets him, whoever gets Newey, you've done well, son.
Oh yeah,
you've done well.
That's a coup.
Okay.
Which I didn't think was going to be possible, because it's amazing the fall from grace Red Bull's kind of happening off the track, if that makes sense. We had this what felt like this championship winning, everything covered, indestructible team is just slowly cracking, and dominoes are falling, and
it's shades of 10 years ago when we went to the V6 turbo hybrid era, and the Renault engine was a shitbox, and then Sebastian Vettel got the shits and went to Ferrari, and just more and more dominoes with the rotating door of drivers like Daniel Kvyat, and And eventually Max Verstappen joins the team and they get a win, and it starts to look like it's going in the right direction. Then they make the 2017 car, and it was so bad that Newey had to come in and actually redesign the fucking thing so it worked. Because he took a step away to let the other people work, and it just... So he had to come in and go, nah, car's fucking buggered, and fix it. So...
Which that he did.
And so we'll move on to the final news item, which was over the race weekend. I think it was a couple of days before the race weekend. This is going to be a soft spot for JB here, but it was the 30th anniversary of Ayrton Senna's passing. Something that we remember every year. You know, he's not quite as good as Michael Schumacher, but you know we pay credit. But
credit's due, man.
the thing is, though, the day before that was also the 30th anniversary of Roland Ratzenberger's passing. And he does really get overlooked in this situation because, he was driving a Simtech.
Yeah.
But he still passed away. And the day before that, Rubens Barrichello was nearly killed. So it does show how much...
We almost lost 3 drivers on one weekend, but, we've had conversations on this podcast before about how far safety in Formula One has come directly because of that crash. That one crash was the catalyst for, all these changes in Formula One. And we still lost people all the way up to Jules Bianchi. We still lost people. I mean, we still lost, Antoine Hubert as well.
Yeah.
But for the revolution that one crash started, as sad as it was, I think Ayrton's legacy beyond the world championships, beyond the race wins, beyond the one-handed Monaco lap,
beyond the
lap
rivalry
at
with
Donington in the
Prost,
rain.
the Prost rivalry.
Yeah, the crash with Prost. Beyond all that, Ayrton's lasting legacy was the continued improvement in safety in Formula One. And I think he'll be just as proud of that as his racing legacy.
Yeah, it almost took someone with his legacy for those changes to be implemented. Because, even if you go to that weekend, just the day before was Roland Ratzenberger dying. And it was... When Ayrton died, it was it was almost different in a sense. Which is kind of sad because every driver's a driver. But we lost a legacy driver and it put safety on the map. And, yeah, well said, Johnny. Exactly right. I think... Because of that, we now have we're probably as safe as we've ever been in Formula One, and we're probably saving more lives than we're putting in danger with all the improvements we've made. So, yeah, I think you're right.
And it's not just F1; like it's motorsport in general. That his legacy is that he helped improve safety overall.
Yeah,
in motorsport in general.
100%.
Even IndyCar, Australian supercars, British touring car, World Rally, World Endurance, even to fucking monster truck racing.
Yeah.
His legacy is that he improved everything. It's comparable to when Dimebag Darrell was murdered on stage. Since then, safety at concerts has been made paramount. You can't go and see a band at Brisbane Entertainment Centre in Boondall without, if you're wearing a belt or a chain or studs or whatever, you can't get in the building because of the after effects of what happened with Dimebag Darrell.
Yeah.
So it's...
And rightly so.
Yeah, that's right. Right, so moving right along, that's the news. So I think we're going to skip the next thing we were planning on doing. We'll save that until the next episode, and we'll move right along to the driver standings. So, leading the championship still in first place is Max Verstappen on 136 points. Second place is Sergio Perez on 103 points. Third place is Charles Leclerc on 98 points. He's really close to getting to Perez, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tight battle all year, I reckon.
Tied for fourth, we've got Lando Norris on 83. And in technicalities, in fifth is Carlos Sainz, also on 83. Sixth place is Oscar Piastri in the McLaren on 41 points. 7th place is George Russell in the Mercedes on 37 points. 8th place is Fernando Alonso in the Aston Martin on 33 points. 9th place is Lewis Hamilton with 27 points. And in 10th place is Yuki Tsunoda with 14 points.
Good on him.
Good on him.
Yeah.
Good on him.
He's probably single-handedly keeping that RB in the top of the midfield.
And he single-handedly knocked Lance Stroll out of the top 10.
Oh, God, we've got to love him for
Oh,
that. Anything to not have to see that fucking head and sitting at
Oh.
the bottom of the page.
You get
every
those
week.
eyebrows. Those eyebrows.
Those fucking eyebrows not on that fucking page anymore.
Well, there is a rumor. I'll just sidestep for a little bit. There is a rumor that Lance Stroll really is going to be dumped at the end of the season to accommodate Carlos Sainz.
He needs to be. Hey, look, at this point, I could
That's a
also see
no-brainer.
I could see Honda putting pressure on them to say, "Hey, we want Yuki Tsunoda in our car,
Oh
not
yeah,
Lance Stroll."
they
You know what I
have
mean?
been. They have mentioned that they are backing Yuki Tsunoda, so they're keen to see where he goes, and they're going to back him financially in that.
Yeah,
But if there's a seat open available at Aston Martin, when they're powering Aston Martin, they want him in that seat.
100%,
So,
especially at the expense of Lance Stroll.
yeah, well, that no amount of money could buy another driver better than Lance Stroll. You know. Spend up big, you know. Spend fucking Lewis Hamilton money on it. Right, constructors. First place is Red Bull Racing on 239 points. Second place is Ferrari with 187 points. Third place is McLaren with 124 points. Fourth place is Mercedes with 64 points. Fifth place is Aston Martin with 42 points. Sixth place is the V-Carb Racing Bulls on 19 points. Seventh place is Haas with 7 points. Eighth is Alpine with 1 point.
Bastards.
Ninth place is Williams
They
with
fucking
no
did it.
points. And coming dead last in 10th is Kick Sauber with 0 points. Right, so that's that bit's there. If my computer will wake up so that I can go back to the video. There we go. Hi again. Right.
No, hey,
So if you want to watch this, you can watch this on YouTube, the F1 Chat, care of Vindicator 18 channel. You can also watch this on our dedicated channel, the F1 Chat 1.
Don't forget the one.
Don't forget the one. You can interact with us on Facebook, the F1 Chat. You can talk to us on X, which is the F1 Chat 1. Just watch out for the OnlyFans accounts.
they're there. They're there.
Rumble is the F1 Chat. And finally, we are on the Spotify as the F1 Chat.
That is us.
So that is a highly abbreviated episode, so we can help Johnny go back to get some food and get some sleep and before the camp shut down.
Yeah, apologies for the abbreviation. There are factors out of my control, boys. I would have been half an hour earlier, but someone decided to collapse at the crib hut and had to call the ambulance. So
That's a nice gash
Hopefully
on
they're
your
okay.
head, though.
Bit rude of them. Did they not know that the F1 chat
it's
was
not
going
bad,
live
isn't it?
tonight?
yeah, I know. I'm sitting in the bus waiting to go. The emergency train's going over the two-way, and I'm like, I've got a podcast to get to, you fucks.
Well, he
And like, these
does.
boys are going to be sitting in Phil Dungeon just fucking waiting,
Yep.
and you got to send the ambulance in.
We were doing our best JB impressions.
Priorities.
We were almost going to
And-
just replace you with our own impressions of you the whole
Hey,
time.
right.
Oh, fuck yeah!
Just replace it with AI next time, boys. It'll be easier.
Fuck McLaren! Go Lando!
See, you got it. You don't even need me there. You don't even need me there.
And I've got a screamer of a headache because I was at school for the last 3 days. I went
Learning
and
how to drive a forklift?
yeah, went and got my forklift ticket. I actually did
Fuck yeah,
the
buddy.
went and did the test this morning. Actually, we had a fake test thing, and a lot of the questions were multiple choice in the fake test. So I'm like, oh yeah, I was still studying at 12:30 last night. Rock up 10 minutes before the test's supposed to start, And I said to the instructor, I'm like, okay, so how many questions are multiple choice? And he goes, none of them. You've got to actually write down the answers. Like, oh, you motherfucker. And I'm just sitting there going, shit. It was 61 questions. We could only get 4 wrong.
That's insane.
And everyone in the class got 100%. Even the girls that were
Fuck yeah,
shitting
how good.
themselves. You know? And the
That is the
practical,
best outcome.
the practical test, I think it literally took me 9 minutes 11 seconds to do.
Nice. Speed run.
So yeah, just like this episode.
Yeah, another speed run.
Right, so
Fuck yeah.
we're back in 2 weeks with the next race, which is
Imola.
Imola. Is it Imola?
I believe it's Imola.
Yeah, it is
Very good.
Imola. It is the Ebola virus.
That will be quite a celebration. Imola on Ayrton Senna's 30th anniversary. That's going to be a big one.
Yeah, well, if maybe they should have rearranged the races so it fell on his 30th anniversary. Then that that'd be huge. But yeah,
That would be massive.
yeah. All right. Well, on behalf of JB, who's on satellite, Brody, who's here in the oubliette stage at Pipe Bomb Studios, and myself, thank you for tuning in. I know it's a quickie episode. It'll make it easier for me to edit. But thanks, guys, for jumping in. And we'll see you in 2 weeks for the San Marino GP.
Hell yeah.
Until then, it is goodbye.